Hi there, I'm Chef Celeste, and you're watching My Louisiana Kitchen, where I'll take you all around Louisiana through food. On today's episode, we are talking about crawfish and rigatoni. A nice simple dish. You won't believe how simple this dish is, but we're also going to round that out with some mushroom rigatoni. So stay tuned and we'll be right back. So the first thing we're going to do, because this dish is so quick and easy, is we're going to boil the water, get the water going for the pasta. Make sure you add salt to your pasta, about 3 pinches of salt. That may seem like a lot for what we're doing, but when you're layering flavors, if you do not add the salt into the water, you're going to be able to taste it on the back end. When your dish comes together, let's say you put a piece of pasta in your mouth by itself, you'll taste the things that are on the outside, but you're not going to get that full flavor from the pasta because it doesn't have the salt in there. Now I'm adding it into one of these nice colanders that goes straight down inside of your pot. If you don't have that, that's fine. Just drop it in the water the same way we did old school, okay? So this is going to take about 10 minutes for this pasta to boil. I'm going to bring it up. I had it on a slow simmer right there, but I'm going to bring it up to a full boil. Now while we're doing that, I'm going to cut my bell pepper. I use part of this bell pepper for something else. So of course in the kitchen you want to waste not, want not. So that's why I am finishing off with the rest of this here. Also in the pot, I have a little bit of oil in there, and I have, again, the salt. So this is gonna be a medium dice on here, just to give you that bite when you're biting into the pasta. So that's what we wanna do. This is something that I like to do at home, quick and easy, because you probably remember, or you should remember, I don't cook a lot at home since I'm at the restaurants, but when I do, I wanna get in there and get out, but I want it to have full flavor, nice and delicious. So let me move my seasonings over a bit. That way you can really see what's going on in this kitchen right here. Speaking of kitchens, it has been 20 years for me over at the farmer's market. So I am officially retiring that location as I work into my semi-retirement, so I'm excited. So I'll be able to spend more time with you and working on my products. So I am looking forward to that. So I have the bell peppers going. I'm going to do a quarter of an onion, because this is going to be, I'm going to cook enough for about 2 people. You can add more if you want to cook enough for the family, or even if you're taking this to an event, that's fine. And some tips that I'd like to add for you. You can have this here with sausage in it if you like. I'm not going to do that today, but whatever you like in there, just add that in there. Okay? My onions are going to be a rough chop. So get that going. Nice chunky pieces. I'm going to stir the rigatoni, and when we come back, we're going to start working on the shrimp sauce, okay? I say sauce, but when you see, it's going to be a nice, light, not heavy tomatoey sauce, okay? We'll be right back. So I'm going to put in, I was going to put in 2, but let's do 3 cloves of garlic, because I like garlic. Garlic is good for you, and the flavor is amazing. Now I'm going to chop these a little finer than I do the bell peppers and onions, because I don't want to bite into a large piece of garlic. As much as I like it, I don't want to bite into a large piece of garlic. If you do, that's fine. You can go ahead, feel free to do that. And again, you know, when you're doing these recipes, kind of make it your own, even though, you know, you may want to follow exactly what I'm doing, and I would be extremely flattered. But, you know, add something to it on your own, make some small little tweaks to it. And that's what it's all about when you're getting into the kitchen. I love to see when people get in the kitchen and they start from one point and you just grow with what you're doing. I had one of my chefs that trained with me in Louisiana, and she moved to Florida. From Florida to Atlanta. She corrected me when she came to visit. I'm in Atlanta now. So she came to visit me the other day, and I just thought that I got the biggest kick out of that, because I love to see the progress. And as chefs in the kitchen, what I would like for you to know is that we've come a long way. I don't really think of us as being in competition with each other. We like to see each other succeed. So when you see someone that is doing an awesome job and they come back to visit, that to me, I just love it. Think about when you're in the kitchen cooking. What is one of your favorite dishes to cook? Why do you like to cook it? And how does it make you feel when everyone tries it and they enjoy it? Let me know. Leave a note in the comment. I did stir the pasta while we were on break. Now you see the pan is already heating up. If you look down in here, you start to see the little movement that's going on. So let me get my vegetables in there. You hear that? Oh yeah. Put that in. Try not to make a mess here. All right. Almost every drop in the pan. And give it a nice little stir to coat it. I don't have a lot of oil in the bottom of the pan because I don't think I need a lot of oil in there. So look at that. Now I'm going to add a little pinch of salt to this here and start bringing in some of that seasoning while the vegetables are cooking. So pinch of salt. I'm going to add a pinch of my steak seasoning in here. And it's steak seasoning, but it's really good for whatever you're cooking. It's just going to add that extra flavor. It's not going to give you a meaty flavor, but it's going to give you a full body flavor. So we have that in there. We need the cayenne pepper, but do cayenne pepper to your taste, okay? All right. That is a mini pinch because I'm going to be nice to my camera guys in here. I don't know how many of you all can handle a lot of heat. They should be able to handle heat by now, but we're going to work you up to it. So there we have that. And let's get some fresh parsley over here. All right, I'm going to do 2. I like to have my vegetables and my herbs out where I can see them nice and pretty. I'm going to do a little bit of basil in here. Let me see, 1, 2, 3. That's 4 leaves and a few little sprouts on there. Put that in there. My green onion. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, about 6 of them in here. Put all this together. Actually, let's take this. Let's fold over the green onion, okay? And then what we're gonna do is roll this up. I'm gonna fold it again. And let's just roll it up. Almost like a nice little bundle here. And let's just slice. You see how we were able to chop all of that up in one go, as opposed to trying to get one going all at the same different times, you know. So let's do that. This smells amazing. The basil in here, and actually what you're doing when you're stirring, I'm kind of mashing down on it so it's bringing those oils out, which also brings out the aroma of what we're doing. And as the vegetables cook down, as the tomatoes start to soften, the tomatoes will break down, and that's what's gonna lightly coat my rigatoni. And I say lightly because this is not gonna be red like a tomato sauce. And I wanna show you something. I'm gonna turn this down just a little bit because we're boiling over my pot. We're not at the al dente state yet, so that's why I say it's gonna take about 10 minutes. You wanna let this keep going. You may be tempted to bring it out now, but if you're gonna finish this off in the oven, that's fine. But if you're gonna pour this on and eat it immediately, it's not gonna give you that right flavor that you're looking for. So in here, I'm gonna add some of my shrimp and the liquid. This is enough shrimp for a couple people. So I'm gonna let that cook down for a minute. I'm gonna clean my hands and I'll be right back. That's in there with everything. I have my other skillet going with my onions in there. I'm gonna add a little bit of oil, but this one is gonna be for my mushrooms. And I wanna show you how simple that's gonna be. That's why I did not start that until you came back. So we're gonna do a rough chop on here. Okay. This is some baby bella as well as some button mushrooms. Okay. gonna put a pinch of, well, one whole morel in here. You can grate this, or I'm just gonna do a thin slice. What you don't wanna do is waste any of this. This one is kinda expensive. So treat yourself every now and again and just add something different into your diet. But look at this here. And then I tasted the broth while you were away on here. It is amazing. So now we have two things going. It means you need 2 spoons because this one has no meat in it. And also, some people may be allergic to mushrooms, so we're not gonna cross anything up in here. All right, now, rigatoni is ready for this one. Let me add all of this in. And I said this was for 2, but this would be like 2 hungry people. So maybe I'll say 4. I'm not gonna add any cheese in here. Sometimes I will, but on this one here, no. But feel free, if that's what you'd like to do, you can add that in there. You can deglaze with some white wine or some red wine. This one here is just straightforward the way that I prepare it at home. And once I get it in the bowl, you'll see how everything comes together. I chopped some fresh parsley in here. I'm gonna put a nice little touch of the parsley on here. That's gonna add that extra depth of flavor that's going on. To my other one, I'm gonna add the rigatoni over here. Not as much because we don't have as much filler in here. And give that one a toss. I need to give this one some spicing up. A little bit of cayenne pepper. A little bit of my Creole garlic. Got my steak seasoning going in. Pinch of salt going in. A little bit more oil on this one here. All right, I'm gonna turn the heat down. Add my parsley in here. And I'm gonna deglaze this one with a little bit of wine to give it a little bit more sauce. But there's no butter in here, no none of that. So it's nice and clean and delicious, okay? So I'm gonna plate these when I come back. We have our rigatoni with shrimp on this side here. We have our mushroom rigatoni that I'm gonna deglaze with about a 1/4 cup of wine on the other side. Equally delicious. I'll show you when we come right back. Oh my goodness. That is going to be delicious. Okay, that one's jumping out the pan, but now we're set. Let me So now I'm going to get my mushroom in the pan. Try not to take all my broth out because I want to pour that over top. Oh my goodness. That is looking good. I don't know which one I want to try. All right, now let's dress this one up as well, because you got to dress your plates up. You want everything nice and pretty before you send it out to your guest. Okay, now I want you to use your imagination. Let's say we were going to use cheese, which today we're not, but you may. Finish it off like this. Then take your cheese when you get to your guests and just grate it right over top, okay? So those are some extra tips that I want you to keep in your back pocket for when you're making any recipe. There's always a few variations that you can do in here, but what I'm gonna do is give this one, I'm gonna give them both a try. We have our mushroom or duck sail with rigatoni, and we have our shrimp and rigatoni. So let's see, over here. And make sure to check me out on Instagram or Facebook at Chef Celeste Gill. And let me know what you think. Okay, I'm gonna give this a try. Just like I thought, just like home. I'll see you next time.